So I think it's about time we start fighting back against toxic, radical, and hateful feminism. We've just seen Johnny Depp win his case against Amber Heard, which isn't really a surprise to MRAs at all, because we've known about the issues of domestic violence against men for a long time now. But there's a very serious problem that people are only kind of beginning to realize now. I think subconsciously they've been realizing it for kind of a few years, but it's really starting to get obvious. There's a very toxic problem within the modern day feminist movement. And I'm not saying all feminists are bad. There's a lot of people who call themselves feminists who are good people. But you see on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Reddit some of these major feminist figures, these famous feminist academics and these famous feminist organizations, when you really start looking into the things that they do and say, there's some seriously dark and problematic things going on. And the reason why it's gotten so bad, the reason why it's become okay to say kill all men on Twitter, or hashtag kill white men on Twitter, or hashtag men are trash, everyone's kind of wondering, well, how did it get so bad? How did it get like this in the first place? It's because we sat back and we did nothing. We sat back and it just let it happen. And the only people who were really trying to warn the rest of the world were MRAs like me, who were basically laughed at and said, oh, you're just an incel, you're crazy, you're just a misogynist. Well, guess what? Sorry, but those people were wrong. And if that's what you thought about men's rights activists, you were wrong. And hopefully, people are beginning to realize that a lot of people have been brainwashed by these more toxic feminists, and they've spread truths that just aren't actually true. And the reason why I see the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case as being about much more than just Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is because it's like one of the first really big cases of the public realizing that the things that MRAs have been talking about are actually not crazy. And when we say that there are some really toxic feminists out there, we're trying to tell you the truth. We're not saying that we're against feminists because we're against women's rights or because we secretly hate women. We're saying, listen, these men's issues, we're not making this stuff up. We're not just doing this for fun. And I think now is the time to start fighting back. So when you see things like someone writing men are trash, or you see some article from Vox or BuzzFeed or the New York Times saying about how angry young white men are the problem and toxic masculinity and male privilege, you know what? It's time to stand up to that and say, what do you mean by that? No, that's actually not okay. No, not all men are like that. Actually, some men aren't like that at all. Actually, what do you mean white men do this? What's toxic masculinity? Stand up to, what do you mean men are trash? What do you mean hashtag kill all men? Oh, that's just a joke. What's the joke? We let this happen for years and years, and we let feminists get away with it by saying things like, oh, well, it's systematic systems of structural oppression and intersectional dynamics. I mean, all that is a bunch of made up nonsense. And they have all these lines like, oh, well, sexism equals prejudice plus power, so therefore women can't be sexist, or, oh, well, when it's not all men, it doesn't really mean, or when it's not all women. And it's all these buzzwords that distract from the fact that for years they have been manipulating people and lying to people, and it's been happening for a very long time. And MRAs have been trying to point this out for a very long time. And now finally, with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, we're beginning to see, hopefully, the public is shifting. So I kind of hope that this is going to be a momentum shift, okay, a swing in the other direction where we start fighting back against this more toxic and more radical feminism, because it's become a problem. And if you watch my channel, okay, and if you look at what I say on a regular basis, I support equality for all. I support racial equality, I support gender equality, I support LGBTQ equality, I support human equality. That's basically it. But there is undeniably a problem with this toxic, radical, extremist feminism. Not all feminists, but a lot of feminists, especially the ones that you see who have blue checks on Twitter, or these more large political type organizations or lobby groups. Look at the stuff that they actually do. Not just what they claim to do, but when they suggest a bill or a new law on domestic violence, read the fine print. Because MRAs have been doing that for years, and some of the stuff is really, really scary. If I made a video and covering the entire everything going on and all the things that these groups have been doing, it would be a 10-hour video. So if this is kind of your introduction to the men's rights movement, or if you're kind of waking up to it for the very first time, and I know this video is a little bit of a ramble right now because it's like unpacking 10 years of frustration into 10 minutes, start by going through my channel and just browse. Just look for things. Anything you want to. Scroll any channel, any title that catches your interest, just watch it. And if you have any questions about it, or you want to challenge me on it, or debate me on it, send me an email. blueorange22mra@gmail.com. Or put it in the comments. But this is not something that's new. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard was not a shock to MRAs. And even before we even heard the story, we knew that these stories about men being abused were happening all the time. And believe me, it's still happening every single day. And we're not saying that abuse against women doesn't matter. Of course it matters. The difference is, people don't talk about abuse against men. Until now. So, anyway, my name is BlueOrange22. I'm 28 years old. I've been an MRA for a good 12 years now. Wow. So, anyway, thank you very much. And if you want to, send me an email, ask me any questions. If you're a feminist and you want to come on and have a discussion, I won't even use the word debate or discussion. I'm happy to do that. So, anyway, thank you very much, and have a good day.